The following program is hosted by immature, irreverent, obnoxious, and often disgusting young men. Listener discretion is advised.
Dance, dance, revolution, revolution, get ready.
And the kids are like, I'm ready.
Select music.
And that's what they dance to.
Ready, go.
And the kid's like, woo! And I'm like,
shall we play a game?
You got several things to do. You got work, kids in school. What do you do when it's all over?
How do you hand something from one player to another?
Dark soul light. Turn on the TV, pick up the controller and play some games with the new clan.
Welcome to Nude Clan Gaming. This is your host, Cameron.
I am Kaleb Schweiss.
I'm not supposed to be here.
And I'm Kaleb Craig.
Weak. Anyways,
Cameron doesn't know how to host.
no.
Say, this week on Nude Clan.
This week on Nude Clan.
What are we doing? What are we talking about, Cameron?
Okay, this week, I didn't know if we were going to walk right into it. Yes, that was exactly what I was thinking about. Caleb's got it ready. Just go ahead and do it.
Well, I think the sound is cut off.
Why are you here? Why are you here, Joe?
Why am I here?
shame.
The walk of shame. You guys are such dicks.
It's funny because just like last week or the week before, we were talking about how we diss each other on the show, and Cameron said that I'm more often, but Joe's bite deeper. And when I thought of this, I was like, this is the deepest bite of them all. This is gonna be bad.
Oh man,
So
yeah.
I'm glad you didn't
There's
strangle
nothing
me.
you guys can say that'll make me feel bad about my
So
decision.
off recording, we were pretty laying into him. Like, do you need a traveling nightlight?
Yeah, we can get into that on Getting Fat though, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll talk about why I'm here on Getting Fat. I think that's appropriate.
That's appropriate.
We got
All
some
right.
plugs. Nudeclan.net can take you over to ultimafinalfantasy.com. You can go to facebook.com/nudeclan gaming.
Nude Clan podcast.
Nude Clan podcast spelled NEWD. You can go to twitch.tv/Nude Clan podcast, see us play the games live, and you can tweet me at Joseph DeGollier.
Me at Obsidian Bob.
Me at Nude Clan Cam.
Me at UFF Podcast.
All right, do we have a question?
We do, but before we get into that, what have you guys been playing?
Ooh.
We forgot to do this on the review.
Oh, did you?
Did we?
Yeah. I thought about it later, and I was like, oh, that's what we forgot. Well, Joe, you probably haven't been... Oh, you've been playing something. Never mind.
I have played a few hours of 10-2, Final Fantasy 10-2.
Oh,
nice.
Fun, yeah.
Yeah, fun. You're right. Fun. So much fun.
I'm sure that the people will have a great time listening to how much fun you had on the review on Ultima Final Fantasy.
Yes.
That's true. Yeah, they'll know exactly how much fun I've been having while playing that game.
All right. What about you, Craig? You been playing anything?
This entire week, I've been playing a game called Tales of Zestria. So yeah,
What is that?
it's an RPG game. There's a series called Tales of, and then they just like randomly tack on another name.
The
so.
Tales of series.
Yeah, it's the Tales of series. You know,
Wow.
Yeah, just played one of those.
Nice. And
Yeah.
you liking it? How much of it did you play?
I am at the last dungeon right now. I just have to beat it.
And that means so much to me.
It does. It's actually an RPG that I think you'd play. It's not turn-based at all. It's more of like an action-y thing.
Okay, yeah, I'm willing to give it a try.
What about you, Cameron?
I've picked up, so I've been playing a little bit more Shadow of Mordor, but then the end of this week, I've picked up again Fallout 4. Just trying to convince myself I want to purchase the new DLC, but I haven't quite made it yet.
Far Harbor comes soon.
So I'm kind of debating whether or not I want to do that. Although I did fire up my save game, and I'm going through it. I'm like, how do I have so much ammo? I guess in my previous game, I had spent a long time selling a whole bunch of stuff and
Just buying ammo?
Yeah, and just buying up ammo. So I had tons of ammo. And then I decided, hey, I heard Kaleb talk about the Museum of Witchcraft, so I want to go through there. So as I'm hiking through the wilderness, you call it, I get up to this huge quarry, and then I'm like, okay, so the enemies on the very top, they're really tough, to the point where the turrets are like Mark IV turrets.
Mm-hmm.
So it made me actually want to find the terminal to shut them down instead of just shoot them.
Yeah.
Because to save the ammo. But then as I kill all the people outside the core and I go into it, the enemies kind of scaled down how difficult they were. I don't know why. The further I get to my goal, the least difficult it was. But it was that tooth. What's it called? The sacrificial knife you find submerged in the bottom of the mine.
I don't honestly
You
know.
said you loved it before. Crim's tooth. That's what it's called.
You loved it, Caleb.
Crim's tooth,
Crim's
the jagged,
tooth?
the jagged knife that causes bleeding damage.
No, I had a different weapon that caused bleeding damage.
Anyways, you swim down to the bottom of this mine shaft and you find the sacrificial knife, and it's supposed to be all nice and stuff, but I'm like, I don't use melee, so wasn't as good to me. And so now I'm finally at the Museum of Witchcraft trying to find a way in, and that's where I left it.
I didn't actually do it yet.
No, so I was looking around for an entrance because there's no obvious one. I did find there's children of the Atom who are actually
Children of the Atom are assholes.
reborn children of the Atom, and they want to kill me. And my normal associations with children of Atom were just oh hey, we're weird, but we're just going to do our weird thing over here and not bother you. But now these ones are like, they're going to kill you. I don't know
with
why.
their fucking gamma guns that do like a shitload of radiation damage. Fucking assholes.
But anyways, I found them because they're right next to that museum, and that's where I'm at.
Dude, there's like dead bodies right next to it that you're supposed to investigate.
Oh,
Get
okay.
in there. Just so you know.
I'm thinking of just starting over again and doing the survival mode because I think that'll be a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah.
Nice. Do you just die when you lose, or what?
No, it's not one of those. It's where the damage is up extremely on both ends, where you take more damage and you deal more damage. And
you have
everything
to-
everything has weight, including ammo. So you have to, and so food, water, and everything has weight. So you have to kind of manage how much weight you're carrying because your base weight's also down even further. And you have to eat, you have to sleep, and you have to drink water.
I think you were telling me about that before. That does sound pretty fun.
Yeah, it's pretty intense.
Sounds like
fast
Metal Gear
travel.
Solid 3.
Fast travel's
Just a
gone.
little bit.
Fast travel is gone, so you have to walk
that fucking
everywhere.
blows. That's like the best part. So I've been I started up Diablo 2 this morning. I played for like an hour and a half probably. I didn't get through Lord of Destruction, and I'm really trying to just pump that out. I mean, I want to return the game to Cody completed. Just done.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, is that the final act?
Yeah, it is. I'm on.
Oh, so you didn't get that completed?
No, it's the final act that's tacked on at the end of Diablo 2 itself.
Oh, so it's like the DLC.
Yeah, it's a DLC. But I haven't completed it quite yet. I'm on the fifth out of six quests in the game. So I've got maybe 4 hours left. I don't know. It depends on how long they are. Sometimes the quests in Diablo 2 are like 10 minutes, and sometimes they're like hours long dungeons. So
Well, considering it's the final one,
you think it'll be long?
yeah, it'll probably be at least difficult.
Yeah, it's so far there have been some crazy guys. You remember that crab guy in Diablo 2, the guy that killed you like a million times?
Yes.
There's a guy who does similar things to that.
Zoidberg.
But he like brings dudes. He like summons guys from the dead, and then when they die, they explode. So like but they explode when he wants them to. So I'll be walking past a dead body, running away, and he'll make it blow up.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy. I finally killed the
pretty
guy,
cool.
but he also had a frost move, so I was hitting him like super slow mo, and I was like, Jesus, this is god awful. But I did that. I played. Last weekend, Cameron and I ran through a few missions in Battlefront.
Oh yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, we were pretty good, about 7 drinks in, but then around 10 or 11, we started to not be good anymore.
It's funny how those new
It's always got to
downloadable-
stay at a certain amount of drinks, Caleb.
It's those the new survival missions. They're easier than, than the older ones.
They're way easier. The ones we were playing, they didn't have one of them didn't have any TIE fighters, any AT-STs.
None. I don't think either of them. No, okay, one did.
One did, yeah.
Yeah, so the one, on Hoth, I think.
We were still able to beat it on hard while drinking, though. So
so
it was
both of
pretty
those
easy.
two were extremely easy compared to the original 4.
Yeah, and it's that, I don't know, they're pretty fun, and I want to get back into that whenever I get a chance. And then I also played, I think I did 5 hours of 10-2 this week. I restarted, as you guys
Best game ever, right?
probably know. The battle system is pretty awesome.
Oh, you restarted? You didn't just go through and beat it?
I restarted the first time. But I also fucked up again, so I'm going to have to restart. I'm going to do a New Game Plus. I missed one quest that was in Chapter 1. I thought I went everywhere. I swear to God I did, but I did. I just didn't accept something or do something to start the quest, so it's really annoying. But the game isn't very long, and all the extra questing I've done on the side has made my characters pretty powerful, so when I do the main stuff, it's
Isn't
like,
that it's not very long in comparison to other Final Fantasy games?
Yeah, I'd say that.
I think it is actually still kind of a long game.
How long is it, do you know?
Averages about 30 hours, I think.
Yeah, it's something like that, 25, 30.
Oh.
Yeah.
So long
Yeah,
for
that's
most
still,
games.
That's like still in there
I
for
think
Final
that's-
Fantasy.
I think I platinumed Far Cry in like 30 hours, so I would definitely agree that it is a long game overall. And
Your ball was annoying me.
I think that's it. I think that's all I played.
All right. So, has anyone beaten a game and not reported it on the Hog status list?
In this
All right.
week, though, remember.
No,
Fuck you. Okay, so last week I did beat Deadpool and Digimon Cyber Story.
Oh, my God.
Or Digimon
You're such an
Story
asshole.
Cyber Sleuth.
See,
You write it all down. Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth. So that it enters into my
Story,
area, so I can count it as my
cyber-
game, too.
Fuck you. No.
Digimon SCS is what I put.
Okay.
Okay. So, anybody else? Are you the only one who's beat a game since Diablo 2?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Caleb Craig is ahead with 13 games. Yes. Caleb Schweiss follows with 10 games. I follow with 8 games, and Cameron is still sitting at 5 games beaten this year.
Did you beat Fallout this year or last year?
He
beat
did.
it this
It's
year.
the top of his list.
Yeah, it's there.
I didn't, though.
He's got
Mine
Fallout
is
4.
technically
I beat
in
it the
2015.
morning of our first episode.
Yeah, but we did those in December, didn't we?
We looked at all
started
the
in
dates,
December,
remember?
But I beat it the morning of
Yeah,
our first
I
episode.
did it. I did it in December. He did it in January.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So
So it doesn't count
technically,
for him.
I don't get it, but he does.
I'm okay with that. That's fine.
Of course you are.
You don't need any more.
So we do have to discuss. Last time we had a 30-minute argument about hog status and how things should work.
I think it was closer to 40, but yes.
Okay, well, either way, we have decided upon the secondary hog status system. Now, we can call this the super hog status or the life hog
No,
status.
What about just
Hog,
S
hog
dash
status
hog?
plus.
S-hog.
Hog status plus. Okay, so we got about half the rules written out. So if you guys want to start like adding up your points, remember that for consumable things or for things that you have to do in order to get points, those only count for whatever year you're in. But there are some points that are full-on points that can last for more than 1 year.
Right.
Here is how it goes. There are ownage points for consumable media. And the ownage points are as follows. They're 1 point for each of the following that you either have a physical copy of or digital copies that were obtained legally.
No theft.
No,
Yes.
no theft. And
Piracy.
You got to be your own police on these things.
Yeah. So Caleb can't take ownership of Windows.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I have some albums
Wait.
that
Does that mean any game he plays, does it count?
No.
I have some albums that I burned in high school that I can't count.
Okay.
So, Tool's Lateralis being one of those. Sorry, Tool. Next,
They're coming for
if
you.
you ever release a new album, I'll buy it.
What's funny is
Prison Sex will be your next song.
What's funny is they hate piracy to the point where they're not even on Spotify. Like,
Oh,
they
really?
Just refuse. Yeah, they won't be on there. It sucks because I want to listen to them.
So
Yeah.
you can count them for these following things: video games, 1 point; Video games do include computer games, by the way. Books, 1 point. Comic books, 1 point. Movies, 1 point. TV shows in seasons, 1 point per season.
Pricey points.
And albums is 1 point. They're not as pricey as they used to be. Remember when like a television show was like $80 for a season? Now it's like...
Well, Game of Thrones
like 30.
is still
Yeah,
like 40,
I think it
50.
depends on the show and how
that's
old
true.
it is.
That's true. Okay, and then we also have consuming. Now this is kind of crazy. It may be controversial, but it's based upon averages of time consumed.
Sort of.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, if you read a magazine cover to cover, or I would put newspaper in that. If you read a newspaper cover to cover, or if you listen to an album from beginning to end for the first time that year, 1 point. If you read a comic book, once again for the first time that year, 2 points. A movie, 3 points. A book on tape, the entire book on tape, or audiobook, I should say. I put book on tape. I had a conversation with Bandro about calling them book on tapes because only people who had listened to them on tapes
Call them book on tapes.
book on tapes now. Yeah. So an audiobook or an entire season of a television show is 4 points.
Okay.
To beat a video game is 5 points.
Yeah.
And for every 160 pages of book length, 6 points.
Dun, dun.
Yeah, that's where Cameron's going to cash in.
Yeah. Well, Cameron's going to cash in on the book on tapes, I think.
Well, you
Yeah,
read
that
some
too.
solid books.
No,
don't you?
I currently am up to 9 books on tape, and then I am currently dabbling in 3 different solid books that I'm taking turns reading.
Solid books as opposed to liquid or gas books.
Yeah.
So those are our kind of consumable media points, and I realize that for most of our audience members, that's kind of where they're going to be. They're going to count up their albums and books and movies and television show seasons and games, and they're going to figure out how many ownage points they have, and then, of course, what they've consumed for the first time that year.
Right. So are we counting this, everything we've done this year so far, or are we
Yes.
counting it from
Oh, you
now?
we might as
Starting
well.
from the year, yeah.
Oh, man, we need to find out how much.
It'll
Sopranos
start
we watched.
again in 2016.
Well, it is 2016.
I mean, in 2017.
Okay.
I traveled to the future and I forgot.
Of course, ownage points will always stay the same and or grow.
Right.
You can lose ownage
I guess that's
points.
true. You can lose
That's-
ownage
that's-
points if you sell
yeah.
stuff.
Fat points. We have getting fat points. And it's just this point system. It's
Secondary.
minus 1 point for each percentage off of 6 to 8% body fat.
Yeah, so Joe initially wanted to go BMI, but I'm like opposed to the BMI. So
Yeah,
So
so,
if you're less than 6% or greater than 8%, then you get 1 point.
You minus some points.
yeah, if
yeah,
you're
you
less
minus
than
1 point.
6, go lift some weights and eat some food.
Yeah,
Pretty
there's-
fucking low.
Well, I'm not going to award anorexia.
yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, we're
No, okay.
We don't
8%,
support that.
though, that's outrageous.
6 to 8% is six pack abs.
yeah, that's everything
Oh.
shows you look good.
Yeah.
No, that's
Thing.
everything shows they can play your ribs like a xylophone.
Only if you're weak.
Yeah.
If you work out.
Okay,
you got
and
muscles.
then for 1 point per 30 minutes of exercise. So
nice.
there you go. That's how you can make up for it.
We
I
should have
guess.
done something for our goals too, but we can address that later in the year because
I
that's
feel
like,
for our physical goals, like that is there, and then our hog status goals.
actually that's true. The hog status goals are
Consuming
kind of
media
in the
is
media.
in there,
Yeah,
too.
you're right. They're all
and
accounted
then
for.
we are still trying to figure out some other aspects of this, and we'll let you know later on. But we do have life points, so things like debt. Things like the value of your house, they're all going to be worth points, but we're going to figure that out next time. I say minus points for divorce. Unless your spouse was physically abusive
Oh, man.
or emotionally, just abusive. Yeah. So,
That's rough.
yeah.
Like, dude, but they died.
Yeah.
Oh, well, what if they died? You
No
know, and
minus?
you're just single
No.
now.
That's not a divorce. That's your spouse dying.
yeah,
what if
that's
they
like a
die?
separate thing that we didn't even think about.
What if they die and you cash in on the life insurance? That's hog points, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's just awful.
See, we can't just. There's certain places you can't go.
See, okay, so how many points for murder and then collecting the life insurance?
If you get away with it, I think you should get a good chunk of points for that.
Yeah, but then, how would you record that? Because you wouldn't want
get away
anyone
with it.
finding
You're right.
it.
Well, this is on your own judgment.
Yeah,
Hog about.
there's a lot of self-policing on this list, so
Hog status is
self-police.
in no way a thing to connote. Do things on your own will. We're not condoning anything.
But
Yeah.
it will be interesting when we
If
do
you
that.
were to.
The super hog
Can't use this
list.
as an excuse. I mean, that won't go over with the police. But the hog status.
What did we decide it was called? Super hog or
Yeah.
Hog Plus.
Hog plus, super hog. I said S hog.
Oh, is this going to be the solid hog statue then?
No. The solid hog statue is going to be for the
Just for
show.
gaming, yeah.
Yeah,
Just for
just-
us.
I thought the rings were for the show.
The
Well,
both.
okay.
The rings are one thing that you get to keep forever for the games beaten.
But then you get to keep the solid.
We'll have to
pod.
figure
If we
out.
get the hog, it's going to travel to whoever wins.
This
Right.
it would
and
be
their
awesome
centerpiece of their home.
if
Yes.
like you could somehow. Oh, I got to get
Should
like
we just kill and skin a boar and then just make the skin?
A
Like,
taxidermy?
we have to kill it with like a spear, though.
It'd have to be a boarlet though.
a legit kill.
How much does it cost to buy an animal that's been taxidermed? And I assume it's a lot.
it's probably a lot, depending on the animal, too.
probably
Solid
get a
gold with
And now
onyx
Caleb
eyes.
goes to look it up. Okay, make sure it has its balls, too, because that's kind of
Has
important.
to be hanging low.
Yeah.
Low.
We need
Right.
an older boar, big tusks,
Big nuts.
site are
dangling
you
balls.
What about that? Is that big enough sack?
Oh my god!
Oh, that thing is massive. I love
God,
it.
dude, that is like my fist. That thing's sack.
It just looks like a pig, though. It doesn't have any tusks.
Yeah, it doesn't have the tusks.
So that's why I wanted to be solid gold, because then we can put real ivory tusks on it, and then rubies for
why would you do
eyes and-
that? That seems like too much.
Oh, that's the point of hog status. It's the point of being too much.
Yeah.
That is the point.
Taxidermy boar head actually comes up.
Oh, really?
Oh
Yeah.
shit.
$225.
Oh, we can do that.
311 for a good one. Ooh, that one's
For a
pricey.
good one.
Okay,
how good is it, though?
this might be.
Oh, that one doesn't look like it has tusks. Oh, wait.
They're little tusks.
It looks a little weird looking.
I want
Yeah.
like a mini boar
It's like
though.
screaming.
He wants to skewer a little piglet and taxidermy that.
Get like one of those
And get-
teacup pigs
and
and, then
get,
just like attach
Yeah,
fucking tusks to
attach
it.
the tusks. So
Oh
they
my
look
god.
Oh, no.
completely unnatural.
Yeah, that seems wrong.
Well,
Who are we to play God?
Mr. Tusk.
yeah.
How are you today, Mr. Tusk?
Oh my god.
All right, so we'll have to look into the boar.
Okay, all right. So, what's our question for today?
Oh, we actually have a couple. This one's more like a story time.
Oh my
The
god.
topic is Kaleb Craig smashed through a window for a PS3.
I didn't do it for a PS3
Shinner
and
says,
it wasn't
LOL. What? Sounds like a good story. What happened?
it's not really that great a story.
Oh, go ahead, tell us the story.
Okay, basically what happened is I got in a car crash and we slammed into a pole.
Okay, so
Well, no,
I
no,
was
no,
there that
That's
day.
it.
Okay, no.
And then I got money.
Wait. Since he's not going to do it, let me do this for you guys because I was there the whole thing how it happened. So picture this.
Well, you weren't,
Last
but
day of
okay.
high school. Slight drizzle that morning. Instead of staying around and doing the stuff you do at high school at the last day, we decided we wanted to all go out, go see a movie together, and just hang out the rest of the night. You know,
Then suck each other's dicks after. Yeah, yeah,
celebration.
Yeah, you know, orgy.
So that's what Joe did on his night out. But this is what we did. We went and picked up some food and candy from the local grocery
It's
store.
not too far from the truth.
It is unfortunately far from the truth.
No. Okay. So
Unfortunately.
I think that's another story time. Man, it's going to be like one of those, that one movie where
There was no dick sucking. That's what I'm complaining
where a bomb
about.
went off, and then you see it from all the different perspectives. This is graduation night from all of our different perspectives, and Joe's just has a lot of dicks in it. Anyways, so after we're making our way back from the local
But-
grocery store, And I am with TJ. You guys don't know him in his little truck, and then Caleb is with Ryan in his larger truck, older though. And so as we're making our way back to I think it was Ryan's place to drop some stuff off, TJ and I are falling behind. Ryan, he takes a left turn, starts to hydroplane across a puddle instead of
He was
hitting
going
the
way
brakes.
faster than he should have too.
He was being a dick and like, oh, I'm going to beat them back to my house. He hits this puddle as he's making a left turn, hydroplanes, slams on the gas instead of the brake, and nails this giant power pole. I mean, it was either the power pole or the house right next to it.
No, it was the pole.
So
I remember the pole.
I know he had to choose either or is what I was saying. So in his choice, he had to either pick this giant pole or someone's house. So he picked the giant fucking pole, slams into it, and of course we all know Caleb's dislike of seatbelts.
Stupid, by the way.
He doesn't like them, and so
Retarded.
when Ryan he hit
Because you know what happens when you don't wear a seatbelt?
He slams
Get a
into this.
PS3.
He slams into this huge pole. There's the gas and like the little smoke and stuff everywhere. TJ and I pull up right behind, and I run right up to Ryan's door. I jerk it open as he's like trying to get out, and he has a scrape on his arm from the bag, the airbag going off. That's it. And then Caleb's door was crumpled enough closed that he couldn't open it, so he comes out the driver's seat, and the first thing I see is just Caleb's face drenched in blood. I'm like, holy shit. And I look over, I see this Caleb face sized hole in the windshield.
It's only funny because he survived.
And so Caleb comes stumbling out of the car. TJ takes off his shirt to give it to Caleb to just like put a shirt over his face to stop
Well,
the
no,
blood.
I was like, guys, I need something to, wipe my face. I think there's a little something on it.
And so that's how Caleb was as the ambulance comes up and they, take him away and stuff. And then for months and months later, he was still picking out glass pieces out of his scalp.
Dude, I swear there's still a piece in there. I can feel it
Anyways,
sometimes.
I don't know how they did
the
it,
weather changes.
but Ryan's insurance cashes out for Caleb's injury. They give him $18,000.
No, it was $16,000.
Okay,
I'd pay half to the hospital.
$16,000.
Oh, he wasn't wearing his seatbelt, huh?
And so $8,000 of that
Well, we'll still
goes
give him
to the
cash.
hospital to
They
pay
don't
his
care about
bills,
that.
and the second $8,000 goes into his pocket.
Yeah.
And what does he do with said $8,000? Invest into a college? No, he buys this massive, huge TV and a PS3 to go along with it.
And a shitload of games.
Oh
let's be
my
honest.
God.
And I didn't buy that many games, actually.
Well,
I only-
enough.
I only bought like 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
think.
Other money went other places, which is unfortunate.
And then
but
drips and drabs, the rest of it disappeared. He's not going to tell us where the rest of that went, but it is now gone. And
I
he's
have
waiting for
told
his
you.
next big,
He's told us
his
where
next
it's
big
gone.
break.
But
Unfortunately,
it's not his fault. where his money's
Unfortunately,
gone.
we're not terrible drivers, so that probably won't happen for some time.
Well, I do, when I notice that Caleb's not wearing a seatbelt, I always tell him, put on the fucking seatbelt.
I always wear one in my car. I don't know. So
Why don't you want to go through your own windshield?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You
Because he
know,
won't get paid out.
Yeah, I
that
don't
way.
get money for it, man.
God.
He has to make sure someone else is driving.
I always pictured it as the dude in Pineapple Express.
Dude, if I don't wear my
It's
seatbelt,
funny though.
Honestly, the
I'll
thing
either
that pissed
die
me off
or I'll
the
get
most,
more money.
It's funny though. No, it's funny though. With the paramedics, they go, "Did you see the windshield? Yeah, that's where his face was." And you just look at the windshield, and then from the outside, it's even funnier because it has like that spread open look where his face was. He's lucky to break his nose or his forehead or something, and he could have man, wear your seatbelt, Caleb.
Yeah. Thank God he's got a tiny nose.
Well, the thing that pissed me off the most is I don't think we even scratched that
Oh.
fucking pole.
No, of course not.
The pole.
The pole's just fine. You can go past it.
Yeah,
But
and
anyways,
not even a fucking scratch on that motherfucker.
This was before graduation pictures too.
Oh, so he's all deformed?
No,
I didn't
he
even
do the
walk.
pictures. Yeah, he didn't walk.
Yeah, I didn't do it.
I think the worst part for Caleb, and now I might be placing more importance on this than actually should be, but I didn't come visit him because the way he told me, he was like, "Hey, I got in a little car accident. If you can come by and see me, that'd be cool." And I'm like, yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of busy, so I just didn't do it. And then I came down 3 weeks later. I was like, "Oh my God, what happened to your face?"
Yeah, I saw all the scars and shit.
He's like, "Oh,
It's
is that
just like-
accident?" I was like, "Well, Jesus, I thought you maybe were a little hurt." didn't know your
I was
face.
a little hurt.
I didn't know your face like went
He was a
through
little
something.
hurt, and he was a little hurt on the inside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah.
No, because I was with my girlfriend, and all I did was get a text that said you were in an accident.
Yeah,
No one
that's what
told
I
me
saw,
where
too.
to go. And so I had to wait until you came home, and then I went and visited you.
Yeah, that's true. You did.
Yeah, fuckface.
Well, you didn't visit me in the hospital.
No,
which is
I
the
didn't
most
visit
important
you in
part.
the hospital. Oh, well, no one told me where you were.
Caleb.
In the
You
could have
what
texted
hospital?
and said where.
Caleb, when the cards were down,
Someone wasn't
Who was
answering.
there the whole time?
You were there
for you?
because you happened to be hanging out with him.
Yeah,
I'm sorry
Who was
that.
there? Who was there after you were whisked away, and then came to visit you in the hospital?
Look,
and then who was
Colonel
with
Sanders,
you? Who was with you?
My family,
right after
my
you
bishop.
were in the hospital.
Where are
too?
they
a
now?
few other people.
Your bishop.
Yeah, he like came by. I was
that's
like,
cool.
what the hell?
That's cool. Good dude.
I was there the whole time.
True, but in our defense, my defense at least, Caleb was a grade lower than me. So I wasn't in the same grade. I was done with high school.
Oh.
I couldn't have been hanging out. I couldn't have been celebrating the end of high
Well-
school because it had already ended much time ago for me.
I think did we skip school that day? I don't remember.
No, I told you it was the last day of school, and so we didn't
So we
want
did?
to go do it. So we skipped school to go
Yeah.
do that.
Okay, yeah. So we weren't doing anything.
Yeah,
You
that's
could
what
have
happens
joined
when you
us.
skip. You get
Yeah,
punished.
motherfucker.
I was
How many times
working-
did you guys skip school
A lot.
Just to skip school for skipping
for
sake?
skipping a class?
Oh, I skip classes every now and then, but to actually just skip school,
I think I only really did that like the first and last day of school every now and then.
I've only skipped class twice.
I skipped a class. I skipped a class once when I knew I had a huge paper due that wasn't done. Gave me some time to work on it. And I can like, oh, I'm so sorry, teacher. And she's like, oh, yeah, I'm totally understanding. Things happen. And I just turned it in late.
Yeah, things happen.
Yeah, I skipped a shitload, but
I didn't skip that much, no.
It was really boring.
Oh, you didn't graduate. You got a GED, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's how much you skipped.
Yeah.
that is great. That is.
I'll just take the shortcut.
It's like no, it's too
it means
boring.
the same
I
thing
couldn't go.
on an application. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, it does. And I was just smart enough to get out 6 months early.
You got out.
No, I just hated it though. I just some of my classes were super boring, so I got into this really bad habit of skipping and going and hanging out with Jake, who was on Super
And
Sexy with
Cody.
me, and Cody, who actually got kicked out of school for skipping too much. At least Jake finished; he graduated.
Oh, nice.
Cody did not. Even now, he hasn't got
Even
his.
now, he doesn't have a
anything.
GED.
What
Does
a
he even
sad
have his
man.
driver's license?
No.
Yeah, no, does he not?
I don't think he does.
He takes
God.
turns driving with his girlfriend, but I don't know if he actually does.
I don't think he has a license.
He has a license.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, he does.
Oh, okay.
Oh, he didn't have one before. So
He has a license. No, he does because he got pulled over by that cop.
Oh, yeah, who wanted to
did-
buy his Bronco, but he wouldn't sell it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. I remember.
The cop wanted to buy it from him.
Yeah, so he pulls it over because he's driving this
The
Bronco.
reason he got the ticket was because
this
it
Bronco
wasn't
isn't even registered with anything. I
Right.
mean, this is his piece of... Okay, never mind. As he's driving down, the cop pulls him over and kind of like underhandedly goes, hey, you can get out of this ticket if you let me buy this Bronco.
Well, how much was he offering?
I think it was like $5,000 or something like that, but Cody
And
said
Scotty
no.
didn't take it. What the
Yeah.
fuck?
It's
That's
because
put
that
more money
particular-
into that fucker than like that thing's worth.
I know because no,
Dude.
because that type of Bronco I think is like it's like the epitome for Bronco. Like if you're like if you are a collector,
He's destroyed that car,
dude.
though.
No, that Bronco currently sits in our garage, taking up a space, and it doesn't have a fucking engine in it. He sold the engine to some
he
guy.
flooded it like 4 times.
How
No.
much did he sell the engine for?
I think he sold it for like $500.
Yeah, see, he could have got $5,000, and the engine was the most valuable part of that car.
Little frame.
I remember
God.
when he bought it. The engine was hog.
The engine was not hog because it was not powerful enough for the actual Bronco. It was not the original engine.
He's got that car is like dumb too. It's pure metal, okay? And I know a lot of older people are like, oh, I don't like these new cars. They just break when you run into stuff. It's like,
Well,
yeah,
obviously.
the old ones take the shock and it goes through you. So if you run into something, you die because it's metal. There's nothing to take the impact. It just the whole force of it goes through your body and kills you. We're talking new car. They crumple because they want to save you. Like when I hear older people talking about how these cars are pussies now, it's like
Yeah,
they are, but they don't kill people.
If you look at it, the star safety rating for cars shot up around 2000s when they started doing cars that way.
when they realize, all this metal is really tough, but it doesn't matter when it is the reason why you die. So, yeah, I don't know.
If you run into a smaller car, most of the shock will go to the smaller car.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it would.
I mean,
but-
if you're driving your car at 70 miles an hour to a brick wall, maybe a car that crumples might save your life.
Maybe. That's still pretty crazy.
Otherwise, if you have a solid steel car, you're just going through the brick wall.
You're dead.
No, you're going through the brick wall.
The shock will, explode you.
All right. So
Anyways,
what's our second
It looks
question?
like a mini monster truck is what it looks like.
All right, so this one's from Chocobo Chica. She asks, so with the announcement of FF15 came multiple versions of collector's editions. There was a limited edition that was $270, a deluxe for $90, and the regular for $60. Do you guys have a favorite collector's edition of a game? Was there one that ever came out that you really wanted but were unable to get a copy of?
That we own?
Yeah, well, while you guys think about that, she says hers is the Gears of War 3 Epic Edition. Came with a fancy display box for the game, a set of cog tags, art book, and a 12-inch resin statue of Marcus Phoenix. I thought it was well worth the cost.
I've always been jealous with Final Fantasy 13 when it came out in Japan. There was a version that came with a PS3.
Oh, that
Yeah.
special
That
one
was
that's like
the-
white and has lightning on it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That one's pretty sweet looking.
That would be like, I want that.
Do you still want that?
I got the
playing it.
I got the PS4 now.
After playing it, it's like, well, you know.
No, it's still fucking awesome. And I would say the same thing about Cody's Gears of War thing with the
The 360?
the 360. That's the Gears of War.
Yeah. He's also
360?
got the Marcus Phoenix thing. I don't know if you got that from him, but
I don't know what that is.
it's the little statue
It's a
with the Gears of
statue
War
of
guy.
the, yeah.
Oh no, he still has that.
Okay.
But yeah, that's a bitchin' collector set. That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, I think that's what she's talking about.
But yeah, I remember when
The
Halo
Xbox.
2 came out with the silver version of Halo 2, and it had the making of
Yep.
DVD on it. That was pretty sweet. And I, of course, have the PS3 version of Final Fantasy X and X-2 that comes with an art book and comes with the Blu-ray album with all the music on it. And
Okay.
I like that one a lot, and I kind of cherish that one. Same with the 13-2 collector's edition. I really only get collector's editions of Final Fantasy games, so I just realized that.
What about you, Craig? You got any?
Actually, no, I don't think I have a. Well, no, actually, I do have the 13-2 collector's edition, but
Fuck
only
you.
because it was given to me.
By who?
His
My ex-stepsister,
sister.
I guess, is
What?
what I would say. Anyway, so
She had
Yeah,
a boyfriend that used to play those games.
Oh, okay.
yeah, and
Okay.
she just gave them to me. Anyways,
That's bullshit.
Yeah, so I have that.
That's 1 point on the hog status.
I'm not
Yep.
eating any more of the cake that she brings. Or sends.
No, not my
different-
sister. My
Oh,
stepsister.
oh, okay. I know.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking
Ex
Yeah,
stepsister.
So
Jesus.
as far as like a collector's edition that I wanted that I never got was the Mortal Kombat 9 collector's edition that had the bookends of Scorpion and Sub-Zero.
yeah.
That was
been
fucking
awesome.
sweet, and I wanted that for the longest time. But I never got that one.
For the longest time.
What about you, Cameron?
Oh man, I don't have a collector's edition of anything. I was so tempted to get the Fallout 4 collector's edition with the Pip-Boy and everything.
Yeah, you should have.
There was even a collector's edition that had special vault socks that you could have with the Pip-Boy on it. No, I didn't do it because $120 is not worth it to me.
Yeah.
I just want the game to play the game. I don't want to be a huge nerd and wear that Pip-Boy all around. I mean, I probably would, but
Yeah, just think of it as a giant watch. It'll be fine.
That's
it's a
actually
watch,
what I
dude.
fucking
But
told
the thing-
him.
but the
I was like,
thing
dude,
is-
it's a watch.
But
Like,
the thing
it's
is,
what you
guys,
want.
I hate smartwatches. They're obsolete in 3 years. Why would you get a smartwatch? Anyways,
Isn't your watch obsolete because you have your phone on you all the time, though?
see? But with my
Watches are
watch-
already obsolete.
No.
It's
See, a watch
classy.
it's classy. It helps boost your image. It's classy, and it only performs that one function. So when you pull up your phone, you're gonna like, oh hey, do I have any messages? Oh, I'm gonna check this thing real fast. With the watch, if you do go to check the time, that I know the time, and I'm done. I'm not distracted by anything else.
All right. Well, I have a couple purchases of collector's editions. My favorite one is probably my God of War 3 that I picked up. It's got
with the Pandora chest.
Yeah, it's got Pandora's box. I can open it up. There was a little art book on the inside. It's funny because it said game underneath, and I like pulled the little cover over, and the game wasn't in there. And there's like a little hidden box on the bottom that I can pull up with a little tab, and the game was in there.
You're like, dude, where's my game?
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck? No, that one was pretty cool. And then I also got Resident Evil 5, the collector's edition for that. These were about $100 each.
Didn't you also get the collector's edition of Final Fantasy 12?
Yeah, you're right, I did.
When it came out.
That only had the steelbook case and the awesome...
The DVD thing?
Yeah, the DVD,
Yeah.
some of it's cool.
Modern Warfare 2 collector's edition.
I did get Modern Warfare 2 also. The only cool thing that included was the Call of Duty Classic.
What about the ammo box and stuff?
That's right.
That was from the competition,
the win, though.
though.
That was from the win. The ammo box wasn't in the thing. So I've gotten a few, I guess, it sounds like. The one I wish I would have gotten that I'm glad I didn't at the same time is this $207 monster that FF15 has.
Oh, I wanted that too, but I also was like,
it's got a
too
lot
much.
of shit. The play arts thing, though, I don't really give a fuck about any of those. Like, that's like a celibacy, token. I don't know if I want that here. But the Resi 5 stuff is probably my least favorite that I have because
Virginity protector.
Yeah.
The celibate. I didn't choose the celibate life. The celibate life chose me.
Yeah. But no, the Resident Evil 5 one is kind of cheap. It came with like a little backpack, which is a piece of shit. Came with a little Chris Redfield figurine, which looks like ass. It did have a cool case. It had like another silver case with just a 5 on it. It was all awesome looking. And then a couple more things, like a little necklace. Really lame. I didn't even open it. But I don't know. They're kind of fun. It's just...
You're making people really enthused to go grab some collector's editions.
Well, if you're going to get a collector's edition, I'd just go for like the games you want from like the series that you love, or just like one that has something that you really fucking want.
Right, like the Halo 4 one or Halo Reach, one of them had like the Spartan helmet in it.
Oh,
I thought that one was really
that's
cool.
pretty sweet.
Yeah.
But I would stick to just stuff that is really meaningful. Like the whole reason I bought the PS3 was for Resident Evil 5. So that was something I was willing to do. Love God of War, so that worked too, FF15 is too expensive though.
It is too expensive.
You are going to get the $90 one though, right?
At least, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe if Battlefield 1 comes out the collector's edition, I might.
You getting that excited for that thing?
I think it's going to be fun. I think it's going to be a great refreshment to this first-person shooter genre, going back to where overcomplication isn't a thing.
Actually, that's one of the reasons that I picked up Overwatch.
But Overwatch is a
Blizzard one.
third-person thing.
No, it's
no.
not.
Okay, so
It's
Overwatch
first
is...
person.
Okay.
It's first person.
Yeah,
But it's like-
I would like... That's the new MOBA type first-person shooter, right?
Yes and no.
Okay, so I think I would try that, but with all these Call of Duties, Battlefields, and stuff, there's just like weapon customizations, all sorts of stuff.
I like
and
weapon
it's like I know
customization.
it's fun, it really is, but there's still something
Even
that
playing field.
yeah, there's
That's what it doesn't have.
yeah. So there's still something like that's
Battlefield
something
doesn't
that
have
allures
even
you
playing
to
field.
games like Call of Duty World at War, Battlefield 1942. You pick up a rifle, and if you are legitimately good, everyone has the same rifle. But you can, I don't know. It's just there's something about it. So I don't know if Battlefield 1's going to be the same way. I just think it's going to be a new look on a modern franchise.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, what are you talking about today, Cameron?
All right. So today's episode is going to be on rhythm gaming.
All right. Let's get to it.
Go ahead, Thad. Show them what you can do. Check this out. Pretty damn good, huh?
Yeah, that's pretty good. But can you play John the Fisherman?
Stan, with this kid backing you, you're gonna make Guitar Hero history. Oh, I love this song.
All right. So when I say rhythm gaming, what do you guys think?
Guitar Hero.
Dance. Yeah.
Yep. All of that is
Theater rhythm.
Yeah. Anything that requires you to, that puts your, so the definition for rhythm game is a subgenre of action game that challenges the player's sense of rhythm.
We're all white, so, you know.
Yeah, so we're not that good at it, but
do you guys, back when rhythm gaming was huge, you go to anyone's house and then you're going to see a fake guitar, a fake drum set. It was like a staple of everyone's house.
True.
Do you guys remember that? Going down to someone's game den basement, and there it was.
Yeah. The rock band really set it off with the big fake drum set. If you could afford it,
right? And there's
no, that's like a $400 game at the time. Do you remember that?
I do remember that.
Sick.
Like to get Rock Band, to get like the game with all the instrument stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I have some statistics I can pull up at how that was the most expensive game of its time, which also kind of
its time.
Yeah.
How has it been surpassed?
No, of its timeline. So when it was big, it was the most expensive game at that time compared to other games that you could buy.
I still don't. Yeah, like my statement still stands. How has it been beaten? Like I don't think there's been another game that's been like $400 straight up.
Well, I meant you can't get the game anymore, so that's why.
Well, okay.
I mean, you can.
Can you really not get Rock Band?
You can get it used, but there's no. So let me go into the facts, so you guys will know.
Okay, get into the facts.
Anyways, let's start from the beginning of rhythm gaming.
Okay.
Who knows what? Okay, so let's go real deep. What do you think kind of started, kind of the roots of rhythm gaming? What can you look at?
Pong.
Nope.
Of rhythm gaming?
So, anyways,
I'd say like arcade dance games.
Yeah, so
those came out before console was.
Right. So we're looking like what kind of put the technology in motion. We're talking like real early. 1978.
Simon Says.
Yes. So the little.
Are you serious?
God.
Oh my God! I'm a genius.
So the game Simon, where you can follow along, you have to memorize the steps in order to to keep progressing in this little handheld device. Extra points if you're paying attention to Joe's history lessons that he's been giving us. Who was the person who developed said Simon?
Simon.
He's also the developer. He's also the developer of the Magnavox Odyssey.
Oh shit!
Yeah, you should know that better than us.
Shit! I forgot his name. I know who you're talking about though. Does that count?
So it is Ralph Baer.
Oh yeah, that's right, Ralph Baer. Got it.
The game originated the call and response mechanic used later by rhythm video games, in which players take turns repeating increasingly complicated sequences of button presses. So all the way back, 1978, we have Simon.
That's actually pretty far back. Yeah,
that's a long time.
That kind of put things in motion, but that's not.
When was
not,
Bop It?
That's not.
That was a little after.
Skip it. Pull it.
90s?
Twist it. Bop It.
Then in
Bop It was 90s, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's totally 90s.
From what I remember.
90s. 1987, Human Entertainment's Dance Aerobics, sorry if I can read and speak, allowed players to create music by stepping on Nintendo's Power Pad for the NES video game console.
Wow.
Okay.
So you created music.
Yeah, so allowed players to create music by stepping on the Power Pad. So you weren't actually doing anything besides stepping on it, making music tone.
Okay, so it was like the Wii Fit, just Okay.
So in 1996, the first true that can be credited rhythm game is Papa Rappa the Rapper.
Oh my god!
Oh my gosh! Parappa the Rapper?
Yeah, I guess that's how you
Jake
say
is
it.
obsessed with that
Parappa the
fucking
Rapper.
game.
I've never ever heard of this.
It's
It's
ridiculous.
a really old PlayStation
So yeah,
game.
so let me see. I have it right here. So Parappa the Rapper. It's
Parappa
made for the PlayStation.
Do you have to rap?
In 1990.
No, I think he
1996.
does, and you have to do stuff.
The game, so what it did, is a rhythm game in which the main character must make his way through each of the game's 6 stages by rapping. Each stage constantly alternates between the stage's teacher and then parappa. As the teacher raps, a bar at the top of the screen will appear showing symbols that match up to the teacher's lyrics. The player must then make parappa rap in response to the teacher by pressing the buttons with the correct timing to match the teacher's line.
A rapper has to stay in school?
It's like Guitar Hero with the controller is essentially what it is.
It's kind of like that, correct.
It's fucking retarded.
So
have you tried to play Guitar Hero with the controller?
Yeah.
It's sick.
Yeah, it is.
Sick.
It's fucking dumb, though. There's no point. It's like I'm just doing a timing game now.
Yeah.
Well, you were doing a timing game before.
Yeah,
Just
but
like
it actually was somewhat
more involved.
more involved. Yeah, I need to get Guitar Hero Metallica for my PS3.
Yeah.
Trophies I need.
Yep, trophies.
Anyway, move on. Sorry.
Anyways, so the success of parappa, the rapper sparked popularity in that kind of genre. In 1997, Konami released a DJ-themed rhythm game, Beat Mania, in Japanese arcades.
Beat Mania.
Beat.
It's arcade. It featured buttons similar to those
Beat
of a
off
music
Mania.
keyboard and a rubber pad that simulated a vinyl record. So keyboard with a vinyl record.
Oh, so it's kind of like a DJ Hero.
Possibly better.
Yeah.
Probably.
Well, it has a keyboard. I would assume it's better.
So the success of that led to Guitar Freaks, which features a guitar-shaped controller.
Oh, wow.
And Guitar Freak franchise, I don't know if this is still true, but it continued to release arcade releases in Japan, although it was never successfully marketed outside of Japan.
Yeah, I've never heard of it. I really
me
thought
neither.
Guitar Hero was like
The big one, yeah.
Yeah, wow.
Well, it is a
Guitar-
big one, but it's
So
not
yeah,
the
they
first
are the big one, but in Japan, Guitar Freaks was
But
what
they
kind of
They
made
weren't
that.
they
pioneer.
weren't the pioneers, yeah.
So how popular that was in Japan, however, allowed developers Red Octane and Harmonix to capitalize on that same formula. And in 2005, with Western theme music, Western music, instead of the Japanese pop, they came out with Guitar Hero.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
The one we all know.
Yeah, it's fun.
I actually hate that game.
Are you bad at it?
Yeah, he's really bad at it.
There are 2 types of guitar players. One type easily adjusts to Guitar Hero, and the other type hates Guitar Hero. And I happen to be in the latter.
I'm like really good
Wow.
at Guitar Hero.
Yeah, I enjoyed Guitar Hero, not to the same extent as Rock Band, but I did like it. Kind of a side note, in 1999, the game Drum Mania actually had a drum controller kit. So in 1999, we actually had a fake drum kit to play along a game with, but it didn't have as much success as Guitar Freaks and other simulated jam sessions. So later, we see more development in that with Rock Band. So
Was it bongo-esque drums? Like that?
Yeah, was it the Donkey Kong bongo
there was
game?
Donkey Kong Bongo. It wasn't the same thing as that. It was Beat Mania, but then the Donkey Kong Bongo set for the GameCube, if you remember that.
Donkey Konga.
I remember
Donkey
going,
Konga.
there's a new Donkey Kong game. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's not what you thought it was.
And then 1998, Dance Dance Revolution, which
I
allowed
remember
players
that.
to dance on pressure-sensitive pads in an order dictated by on-screen instructions.
I don't think you are truly an arcade without that thing.
Yeah, it's a
Like,
staple.
it's a
Yeah.
staple. It's
And
Some
that
freak
game
skinny kid on
was
there.
highly successful both inside and outside Japan.
Yeah, I remember at Lagoon, my sister's playing it for like an hour and a half.
Yeah, that game is insanely popular.
It's insanely addictive to those who can move.
And are good at it.
So here's
For me, I'm like, fuck this.
What? No, this sucks.
So here we have another kind of breakout onto the genre around 1999 for Nana on Shaw, which was released. Nana on Shaw, the creators of Papa Rappa the Rapper, that's the developer. They released a game called Vib Ribbon in 1999. Instead of having instrument controllers, you had your same controller, but you had to hit buttons in correct times. But the levels are generated in the background by the background music, and you could insert your own audio CDs, and your own audio CDs would change the timing of your button presses and then the background.
That's really cool.
Yeah. And it used vector style graphics, but because of that, it made it difficult to market in North America.
Oh, the Vector's awesome, though.
So it used cues from audio CDs. It would look at it, and then it would change the background and kind of the button presses.
Just put some Slayer in, and you're just like...
1999, Sega Dreamcast came out with Samba de Amigo. It featured maraca-shaped motion-sensitive controllers.
Oh my god,
that's awesome! The game allows for two-player gameplay and a spectacle for onlookers to socialize while gaming.
No shit.
Okay, so now this rhythm-style gaming didn't make it big in the West until around 2001 to 2004.
With Dance Dance, I assume.
Yeah, so Dance Dance was popular here, and then 2001, the game Frequency, which puts the player in control of multiple instrument tracks, so it allowed you to have a greater sense of of freedom, but it didn't really jive with a band coming together like you're playing with your friend. So it kind of removed a player from that kind of sense of being together with your friends and jamming. But because of that, it allowed developer Harmonix to follow up
to steal.
Yeah, dude, Harmonix just like went for it, man. That's why they have like 30 Guitar Hero games.
They released games called karaoke theme games called Karaoke Revolution and SingStar. Donkey Konga, we talked about that, and that came out in 2003, developed by Namco. It achieved widespread success, leveraging...
That was 2003?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
That's way older than I thought it was.
Yeah, it's pretty old, dude.
Whoa. That's a weird feeling.
And so in 2005, the beginning around that time, the rhythm genre kind of seemed stagnant because of just reiterations of Dance Dance Revolution and imitations of it. But then in 2005, Harmonix and Red Octane released Guitar Hero, inspired by Guitar Freaks.
That's pretty massive success, right?
Yeah, it was
especially
success.
Guitar Hero 2 and 3.
Yeah, so actually Guitar Hero 3 achieved Best Game in North America in 2007. And as a whole, the franchise topped about...
Well, that's because it had Metallica.
Yeah,
on
topped
it.
over
Let's be
1
clear.
billion. And so I always thought that Guitar Hero and Rock Band were kind of, competing games, competing titles, but Harmonix actually, they developed... Guitar Hero with Red Octane, but then Harmonix did on their own, they did Rock Band.
Yeah.
And by itself, it also achieved over 1 billion in sales through all the iterations. So the coolness of Rock Band, as y'all know, is you had the whole gang was there with your drums, bass guitar, rhythm guitar, and your lead guitar, and then you had vocals as well, although no one I knew really liked to do the vocals.
I did the vocals.
I don't think I ever played with you.
I'm a singer, guys.
Yes, he is. And then
You're welcome.
the
For that
Guitar Hero
note.
franchise followed suit with the band-oriented kind of side of things with a Neversoft developed Guitar Hero World Tour. So
Yeah, I played that one.
Yep, I didn't play that one as much. I don't know how good that was.
I think the last Guitar Hero played was 3.
Yeah, me too.
3 was pretty good. Had a
Guitar
lot
Hero
of good,
3.
a lot of good songs on it.
One cool thing that people don't really look at is that the success of Guitar Hero and Rock Band actually widened console sales as a whole, and the popularity of these games really did just boost sales for both PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360.
That's
And
it.
there's a larger driver for it.
Yeah, I remember that. It was
Yeah,
like,
spend
well,
like
we could play a
$800 on
shooter, or we can all play Rock Band.
Yeah. That's pretty crazy that it takes place.
Here's what I thought, though, around then. I remember looking around and seeing the end in sight when
Yeah.
they started doing the
2009.
AC/DC Rock Band and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, when they do the band-specific spin-offs.
I was like,
yeah.
I feel the same way about Call of Duty as well, but I was like, this is the beginning of the end.
Yeah, in
Call of Duty
2009.
There's too many. They're releasing too many of these things
Exactly.
at a time.
And that's part of oversaturation in the market.
Yeah.
And so there's certain things that contributed to the decline, and people believe 2009 was a critical year for that. They're trying to broaden their market, trying to go into handheld gaming with mobile
the
phones and
PSP
stuff like
one.
that.
I remember them doing the rock.
And then
You
they
had
tried
that
to...
one.
They did Band Hero for pop music, and then Lego Rock Band for young kids to try to get them into it. Part of the decline,
Lego Slayer Rock Band.
part of the decline
Raining
they
little red
attribute
chunks
in
of,
sales is that they feel that most everybody already had the controllers, and controllers were a huge part of getting invested in these games.
they were like as much as the regular controllers. if
And
not a
so
little
around
more.
2009, they're like, okay, well, we can contribute some of these decline in sales as everyone already has controllers, just using controllers for our new games.
So let's pump out 1 million games. The mentality was.
Yeah, I guess that's what the mentality was. Guitar Hero 5 and the Beatles Rock Band, they didn't just quite reach to the sales of what they used to be, kind of only making it half of the projected sales of what they wanted on those titles.
That's not good. Yeah.
Also contributing to the decline was just this, and just stagnation of it was there's no real major developments in gameplay.
Yeah,
It
that's
stayed pretty
true.
consistent, and there wasn't as much incentive for new people to go out and buy new titles, because why would I want to buy a brand new $60 game if it's going to be exactly the same way as this game is? I mean, you can get more music and stuff, and they tried to go to these record deals and try to get, a better deal to play, some of this music, but they just couldn't do it with aggressive competition between Guitar Hero and Rock Band. And the sales
competing with themselves.
Yeah, competing with themselves, and oversaturation of the market. Just all these different titles. I mean, in 2000 and something, DJ Hero came off a spinoff of Guitar
You
Hero.
remember those when they started coming out with DJ?
I saw DJ Hero and I was like, I'm not going to get that. But Drew got it. Drew has DJ Hero. Yeah. Played it. It's okay. It's just kind of a box and it's the same game.
I remember a bunch of Guitar Hero ripoffs around that time too.
Right.
Wasn't there, hey Caleb, for the PSP Guitar Hero, wasn't there like supposed to be like a little attachment that was the 4 buttons?
Oh my God, you're right. There was an attachment.
Yeah,
there.
so you had like the PSP in your hand with the little thing that like, so you were playing it
Now
like
that's
Guitar
fucking
Hero.
awesome. It might have been DS actually.
No, I think that was for the PSP.
That's
I don't
see,
think
that's
there was
cool.
one for the DS.
The one I have on PSP is the Rock Band. I think it's Rock Band.
Oh, was it
Unplugged
Rock
or
Band?
something.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It
if
was
it's
it was
the one-
Rock Band or Guitar Hero. One of those two had like an attachment for it.
I didn't get
so
the
you could play with
attachment,
the
so I don't know.
buttons.
But the reason why I got the
It's-
game is because the PSP that it came with had the biggest memory stick, like out the gate of any. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna get this because it has 4 gigs.
Sweet stuff.
As you're playing with your friends, though, like having an awesome Rock Band session, you all just have tons of fun. I know me, at least, since I couldn't really play an instrument, I just really thought it'd be awesome to actually be able to play a fucking instrument. Did any of you guys feel the same thing?
No.
Well, Joe could already play an instrument,
No,
so I
I know
doubt
Joe
he'd
doesn't
feel that
count.
way.
I was a master clarinet player. I had no need for these.
Clarinet Hero.
I could play the recorder.
I wouldn't be surprised. But anyways, a lot of people shared the same sentiment. They're like, they wanted to kind of cash in on that. And in 2010, they tried to release Rock Band 3 and Power Gig Rise of the Sixth String, which supported new controllers with strings that tried to teach players how to accurately finger fretboards. So it wasn't actually a real guitar. It was a controller guitar with strings.
Half-assed.
Yeah.
And they wanted to teach players how to do, actual string instrument.
I think it's because they still want to have a market on the guitars themselves because they
Right.
realized how much money they
That was
lost.
a huge part of why it was so expensive, the most expensive game in that time, and I guess still to this day, still the most expensive game that you could buy with all the peripherals you needed. And yeah, that contributed to the decline of it because it was such an investment to get in, and everyone's like, well, if I already have all this, why keep going? And so by 2010, it was considered the rhythm market well past its prime, and developers shifted their focus. Instead of keeping new games out, they just gave you more downloadable content.
Yeah.
And possible integration with motion control systems. But then in late 2010, Viacom sold Harmonix to an investment-backed group and allowed it to continue developing Rock Band and Dance Central. And then Activision shut down Guitar Hero division in February 2011.
Yeah, they don't want no more of that shit.
I think there's a new Rock Band, I think, but it's it's minor. Every
Yeah.
time there's
I don't think they really.
Yeah, so 2013, Rock Band stopped its downloadable content. April 2nd, 2013, the company shifts to newer games. So no more Rock Band stuff.
That's sad.
So
They hit
maybe
their prime.
They hit their prime.
They oversaturated though. I honestly, I was thinking, and I think the same thing about Call of Duty games or Assassin's Creed games. Like, you got to at least wait 2 years.
Well, the
Right.
difference with COD is they have 3 different studios working on them. So
yeah, but that's
risk
still
that-
it's still a cash grab to like.
It is, but they keep selling. The
They
risk
saw
that
so their thinking behind that was actually they wanted to emulate kind of what COD's thing is, where they release a couple of games every year, and they want to settle around a healthy $500 to $600 million dollars worth of sales every year. But they couldn't do that because it was oversaturation.
well, it was oversaturation, and they weren't changing any elements of gameplay. If
Yeah,
COD
there's
was the
nothing.
same every time, COD would die.
COD
which
is
is
the
why,
same every time.
Which is why we have
No,
all
you
these
can run
stupid new
wall or
iterations
wall
of
run and
COD.
shit.
Yeah.
Oh, now
It's
I
horseshit
guess, yeah.
now.
COD will eventually become Medal of Honor.
Well, that's what Battlefield's doing. It's
Yeah.
going back to the drawing board.
Medal of
going
Honor
to World
actually
War One.
became Battlefront or Battlefield. The
Yeah.
last few Medal of Honors have been made by DICE.
No, I didn't know that.
So the
Wow.
multiplayer is.
I'm just saying, like,
spot on.
oversaturated thing that you're putting out every single year.
Right.
The core audience will still be there, I guess. The people who love that shit,
Yeah.
and they're gonna buy them every single time.
Yeah.
But you're not gonna make an event out of it. That's why I have a problem with like the Final Fantasy games. I guess what's good about waiting so long for a Final Fantasy game coming out is that it now creates an event, as opposed to if you did one every 1 to 2 years. Your average might be higher for like good games, but at the same time,
Don't want to wait 10 years for a sequel.
you don't want to wait 10. So it's somewhere in between.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't. As long as it's a good game, if you can keep the run going, I don't think it's a problem. I think the reason why the Assassin's Creed failed is because it's all one studio.
Well,
And they
yeah,
just
it's the
forced
one
out a-
studio, but they realized that they were basically doing the same thing over and over again, and then with Unity having so many problems, they basically were like, okay, we gotta reevaluate this shit.
Well, let
And
me
that's
ask:
why
are
that
the
there's
Call of
not going to
Duty
be one
games?
for this
I know
year
they're selling a shitload, but I think they're
or next year.
are they going up in sales every time, or did they peak with Modern Warfare 2?
I'm not 100% sure. Keep talking about the rhythm
Hey,
game.
you know
we
what?
gotta
With
figure
the COD thing, I think this new one is going to be undersold by Battlefield 1 coming out.
You think so?
They've been talking a lot about how the trailer for Battlefield 1 on YouTube has a lot more views and a lot more likes, whereas the Call of Duty one has,
'cause it's interesting and new
a
and
lot
different.
more dislikes than it does likes.
But I think Harmonix could have lived if they put out games every other year. Or
Yeah,
every 3
they should
years.
have like survived on like DLCs for their big games for like at least for the newer systems like PS3 and stuff.
It's too bad.
Yeah.
It's too bad because
It
it's not
really
like the games were fun. I mean, I hated it as a guitar player. I hated it because I was like, this makes no sense.
Oh yeah,
Which it
yeah. I mean,
doesn't.
I enjoyed playing Guitar Hero 3, but like, I mean,
Well-
just like when I saw there's like the rock band Beatles,
Well,
and
with
the
their-
Guitar Hero Metallica, I was like, well, why are you doing the like band specific?
I love the
ones? That's-
Metallica one.
Yeah.
Well,
Playing
okay,
all night
well,
man
yeah,
long
I
is
understand that you
ridiculous.
like the songs that you want to play, but I mean,
7 minutes of that.
being able to get that in DLC for a main game
Would've
would
been
be a
way
lot
better. Mm-hmm.
than having a band specific one. Because like, what if you want to play a different song by somebody else? Why are you constricted to this one band? I mean, like, you could like that
because
band
they
a lot,
wanted they
but
wanted the sales.
Why be?
It's sad,
So
but
bad.
I bet it'll come back in 10 years.
Yeah.
All right, so
We'll see where it messes
here's
up.
how every Call of Duty. Here's the Call of Duty games ranked by sales. So the highest
Okay.
selling one is Modern Warfare 3. That was 2011.
Okay.
We're sitting at $1.2 billion.
Woo!
Call of
Yeah,
Duty
that's-
Black Ops 2010,
Yeah.
$1.2 billion as well.
Black Ops
Ops
good.
2, $1.176 billion. Modern Warfare 2, 1.08. Ghosts, Advanced Warfare. So the most recent one so far, Black Ops 3, is sitting at $592 million.
Yeah, I'm starting to
Yeah,
see.
they're dropping down.
I see a peak and a stagnation.
But after Advanced Warfare, still made $840 million.
I'm not saying it's not. It's going to be like Marvel movies. They're going to take forever, but they will die.
Yeah, it will eventually, I'm sure. But
it's dying
I
now,
something
like
better
what
comes to
I said with
replace
the
And it-
likes and dislikes.
It dies
on the
the
YouTube.
most because of the saturation of it.
I don't know.
I
don't know
so.
if it's saturation.
That's why I'm not interested, is because it's too much.
Well, look at us. I mean, we've drifted away from COD since like they went the weird way of going futuristic stuff.
Well, that's not necessarily because it's oversaturated, though. That's because I don't
that
want...
is part of it, though. We've
features.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck
overcomplicated
about,
the gameplay.
Yeah, that's what makes it fun. Is it that it's not super complex, but now it is.
Yeah, but still, like we started losing our interest like after Black Ops.
Call of Halo, Advanced.
Like that's when you got
Weapon
really.
systems
That's when you
warfare.
got really into like Battlefield. Was like a little bit after. Black Ops, like because you weren't really interested.
And I'll play Battlefield any day over COD.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
it's a lot better.
Anyways, with the decline of Harmonix, in comes Rocksmith. Now, they have a different idea on this rhythm game genre. They want to be a fun game and a learning tool at the same time.
It's genius. It's fucking genius.
Yeah, they should have done this with Rock Band and Guitar Hero.
Yeah, this is.
I remember when Rock Band
progression.
came out, and I was like, I kind of want to don't take guitar lessons anymore because I was taking guitar lessons around then. I was like, I wonder if there's a piece of software that just teaches you guitar. There wasn't at the time.
No.
Yeah, I thought that too when I was playing Guitar Hero.
I was like, there
man,
must be something, right?
I wish I could learn from this.
Yep. So they have these fun little, it's a game-centered thing where it takes your skill level and it'll automatically change its difficulty based off of what it thinks you can do.
Which can be a good thing, can be a bad thing.
So I've heard if you already know how to play the guitar, it's kind of hard because you have to be really patient with it to kind of up its difficulty level to where you're at.
It takes a couple hours.
But then if you're beginning, just like most of us would be, then it's a great way to slowly scale your skill up to where you can handle it. And its claim is to help you learn how to play the guitar. And it actually has a challenge called the 60-day challenge where it wants you to be able to proficiently play at least a few things in 60 days. So it was first released by Ubisoft in October 2011. And it was released on PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 and all over. A Windows version was released in 2012. But in 2013, Rocksmith 2014 came out, and it wasn't necessarily a sequel. They kind of marketed it as a replacement, as a huge update. As they've gone in the market, they kind of see what was needed. So they've updated a few things, and now we have Rocksmith 2014.
And they have DLCs for bands.
Yeah, like a lot.
So you can
of
buy
music.
a Megadeth DLC. Admittedly, it
and that's
doesn't
probably
have
what
the
they are
best,
coasting
but-
off of right now. I don't know if there's a sequel yet coming out, but that brings me to this Rocksmith 2014. As I said before, I was kind of frustrated with Rock Band and Guitar Hero because it made me want to play the guitar because I wanted to be an actual cool kid and not like this one friend that I had. Okay, so everyone has this one friend you only hang out with every now and then. And you're with them, they're kind of weird. And this was this friend. I was over at his house one day, and he was playing the Guitar Hero online against other people, and he had this thing down.
They have that?
Yeah, you can challenge people online.
Yep.
Oh,
And so he had this one song down. I think it could have been an Avenged Sevenfold. No.
Fire and Flames?
It was Fire in the Flames. That's what it was. Anyways, it was Fire in the Flames, and he had the song memorized, and so I didn't know that. So he goes, "Oh, hey, I'm gonna have to go to the bathroom," and he took the controller with him in the bathroom as this game was getting ready to go. I'm like, "Dude, it's about to start," and then he, sitting on the toilet in a separate room, played the song perfectly against this other guy. Because he fucking memorized every single keystroke.
Dude, have you seen the
like you
fucking
could have been
South
learning
Park
the real
episode
guitar.
about that?
So all that time,
There's a South Park episode
Yeah,
about
I've
that where
seen
they're
it.
like not even like the controller's not even plugged in, and they just sit there and they're playing it, and there's no music or anything, and then people start like rocking out to them just like doing this on the little guitar because they know it so well.
they
like, all the
memorized
time.
it.
Yeah.
It's not skill, it's now memorization. They have memorized every single keystroke.
Which is a skill.
And they
Yeah,
could-
that is a skill. It's insane to be able to do that.
And he's in a separate room just playing this song and just clicking, and he's taking shit in this other room while beating this other guy online on this ridiculously fast song.
Wow.
And so I wanted to actually be a cool kid and learn how to play the guitar that I can actually use it. So
you could play Dragon Force?
so I could play Dragon Force live.
I can't play Dragon Force.
And
Just drum it one time and then just fucking tap for like an hour. Sing some high fantasy lyrics and you're good.
And so I kind of want to do this challenge. I want to do the 60-day
Goddamn
challenge.
power metal.
So I'm going to do that 60-day challenge. I'm going to start next week. I'm going to grab a secondhand guitar, and I'm going to do this. Now, I want to challenge somebody, and I'm looking at Kaleb because we've discussed this before. Do you want to do the 60-day challenge with me?
Yeah, I think I could do it. Kaleb definitely. Craig can't. Joe
I don't
already knows.
want to. So.
It's 30 minutes a day, right?
It's the specific rules. At 30 minutes a day, Kaleb, come on.
Come on, you've learned an instrument, right? Clarinet?
You know,
but
you
it
could
took
get hog
years.
status points for learning.
Okay, it didn't take years, but I did it for years.
You know, Joe, instruments on the hog status.
It is, I am always
There
kind
you
of
go.
ashamed because
That's
I
the thing.
don't have an instrument ability other than the clarinet. But
All
I've
right,
played it
so
for
the
years.
official rules is play however you want, whenever you want, for just an hour per day.
Oh, an hour. Okay.
Yeah, so you can do 30 minutes in the morning
Let's-
and 30 minutes later.
You guys do the challenge, but we'll also have it be a review so that it's worth.
Exactly. It's going to be a review as well. We're gonna do the challenge and see if it's actually true. Can we learn how to play the guitar in 60 days?
Dun dun.
Oh yeah,
hour?
that's
Fuck,
subjective.
man.
But, okay.
Do a live stream on Twitch
All right. So what's
of them playing a song.
what's
See if they did it.
what's the goal here? What song do you guys want to learn how to play? Because you know what songs are on 2014. I can say that there is.
In my opinion, it's not just I can play this song now really well. I want to be able to play a variety of different songs.
Well, that's what you're going to get with that thing.
Right.
The problem I have with the 2014 version of Rocksmith, I have both. Rocksmith 1 kind of gave you a path, and it would have you play certain songs at certain difficulties as you went along. Rocksmith 2014 doesn't give you a path. It gives you a bunch of recommendations that you can select on the sides, and then you can play whatever songs you want. I would suggest finding one of the songs. I would learn like a couple of the easy songs, kind of get your way around the instrument. But I would, if I were you guys, I would challenge you guys to play one of the difficult songs. See how well you can play one of the difficult songs.
We'll tweet. Which
And I
song
would
we
say
wanna do.
Hangar 18
Hangar 18
or Bat Country are probably the hardest songs to play.
I say Hangar 18.
Hangar 18. So we'll tweet that. That's our goal. If any of the listeners want to do the 60-day
So you can
challenge
play
along with
Hangar
us,
18 in 60 days. Oh, I can't play Hangar 18.
We have
so
to sing it at the same time, though.
oh god, no!
Dude,
Welcome to
that
Oh, that's like 60 hours of them trying to play one song.
That's a lot of.
No. They play the game, and then like the last 2 weeks, I would get head down and dirty with Hangar 18.
They're gonna hate that song.
No,
No,
They're gonna
never.
hate that song.
So, all right, so I'm going to actually have to pick up a guitar. Like I said, I think Caleb's going to borrow one of Joe's guitars because he has several,
I have two.
and a
Two
bass,
electric guitars.
several.
and a bass.
Neither of you guys want to take the challenge with the bass guitar?
No,
Oh,
No, there's a guy at my work that plays bass, and I don't want to be better at everything than him. So
dude. Okay, you know my phrase, but I'll say it on the podcast here. Those who can't play guitar play bass.
those who can't play bass,
Play the ukulele.
yeah, that's the full phrase. That's the Joe twist at the end.
Well, I always in high school, right? Because I could play guitar pretty decently in high school. For a high schooler, there was maybe two other kids around my level in high school. Mitch Fuckface, I can't remember his name.
Mitch Fuckface.
No, I actually really like that guy. I can't remember his name. His first name is Mitch, and then there was another guy.
I
who
can tell you like him with the fuck face nickname you gave him.
it's an
I
affection
think
pet
it's
name.
like Mitch Foley, Mitch something.
Fuller.
It started with an F. He kind of had a fro.
Oh, okay. I think I know who you're talking about, but I don't remember. His last name.
He was like a big Guns N' Roses fan. And he could play that Slash stuff pretty well. But he was. I think we were just better at different things. I think. But no, I was maybe one of 3 guitar players in the school that were pretty decent. And something that always fucking pissed me off because they tell you, man, getting a guitar gets chicks, right? Playing a guitar gets chicks.
Yeah.
Playing metal on a guitar does not get chicks. You have to play this is the thing that you have to be. First off, you have to kind of suck at it. Like you kind of have to be bad at the guitar to get chicks.
Okay,
And it has to be an acoustic guitar.
Kurt Cobain.
You
for two.
got to be playing basic chords, and you got to be singing a little off pitch, some sort of romantic song, right? Like I'll
Hey there,
I'll be
Delilah.
your crying shoulder, or hey there, Delilah. Like it's got to be something in that realm, right? And you just got to be kind of bad at it. So I'm going to tell you guys out right now, playing guitar well does not get you chicks.
Playing it like Nirvana does get you chicks.
Not even though. I don't think the grunge thing is as a chick magnet.
No, grunge isn't a chick magnet thing.
No, not necessarily.
We're talking. Oh man, pop with a guitar is what gets you chicks.
Well, yeah, I would say like if you were playing John Mayer when we were back in high school, like you could probably. That'd probably be. He's actually really fucking good. But the guy playing the John Mayer song in the corner of the school, like, I brought my guitar today, babe. And then he's like playing his piece that he can't play. He's just so shitty at it.
You know what I really want? I want an acoustic bass.
And Joe, a part of it.
So bad.
Just throw money at the wall while you're at it. Twice.
I think a part of it is how the guy looks himself, too. He has to look dreamy as well.
He has to look like either dreamy or like he hasn't showered for a little while.
Yeah, he has to look a little dirtbaggy.
Nappy in the hair.
I would agree. I think it's dirtbaggy, but I've never even like a good-looking guy playing like no, he's not getting any chicks. Nothing. It's not because of skill, dude. It's not skill. It's like someone trying.
You have to be a mega band to get chicks with that, though.
Yeah.
Like Metallica, and then they probably
they get lots of groupies, but
they're huge. So
different type of girl as well.
Yeah,
I would generally say
I was going to say puff puff pass.
But here's what I would see. I wouldn't even see them playing the acoustic guitar. The guys that would get chicks a lot would be playing the ukulele and singing.
Are you serious?
I am serious.
Yeah,
I was like, that's not even an instrument. It's a fucking toy. That's what a ukulele
it's got
is.
Plastic strings, man. Plastic strings.
The ukulele may be the easiest instrument in the world to play. It may be. Maybe the recorder.
I know how to play the
Recorder's
recorder.
pretty easy.
Yeah, but
So is the
kazoo.
But recorder takes effort, and it doesn't take effort to play the ukulele. You have to blow into the recorder.
Yeah,
and
true.
thus maybe 1 calorie burned.
the hand strum is not. It's kind of fun to play chords on the ukulele, though.
Yeah, dude. They'll be playing that. That song. Remember that song?
Yeah.
People playing that on the ukulele, that would get them chicks.
Because you have to play popular songs, and oftentimes the most
and I'd be
technical,
like, the
most technical and the most difficult songs to learn, it's not
Your
popular
Britney
to
Spears
them.
playing didn't get you any chicks?
Your Toxic Love. That's still on YouTube, isn't
that
it?
video is hidden.
No,
I love that video.
You have to release it again.
No.
I love you playing Toxic. It's great.
I'll play it just for you tonight.
You should.
60-day challenge, Cameron.
Yes.
I'm going to take it too.
No, you can't.
Yeah, I can. I'll just improve. It's helpful actually because I don't have lessons anymore.
When it's time to measure up, you're not part of the measuring up. You can do the challenge.
Down to play.
You can still review the game, though.
Yeah, you can review the game with us.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Trophies.
Compare it to the first game.
However, any listeners who want to join and actually do the challenge with us, please go ahead. We're going to announce, I don't know, when are we going to start this? Caleb, when do you think you will have
You said
time?
in a week.
I want to do it in a week. I want to do it Monday the 23rd is when we start. No, that's a couple days. I want to do it Monday the 30th is when we start.
Monday, or why not Sunday? You got time Sunday?
Sunday.
I just like Mondays.
Sunday.
But we can do it. We can do it. We can do
Mondays
it.
feel like the first day of the week.
We can do it May 29th. Let's do it May 29th as the beginning, and then 60 days after that. We'll have
Can you
our
have me
measure
that
up.
guitar by then, Joe?
Yeah, I can bring you the guitar next episode.
All right, and
give
listeners,
me a
if you want
call.
to join along with us every day, just go ahead and if you don't have a guitar, pick one up. And
Yeah,
the game
borrow your
also.
cheap electric guitar.
Gonna
You can do
tweet
it.
your progress, Cam. Get some tweets out there.
Yeah, I'll tweet my progress. It did my hour today. Didn't feel like it. Stuff like that.
All right. Well, that's awesome, dude.
Yes.
I'm glad we're doing this now because I've been excited to get into this.
I've been excited to
I
get
want
into
to
this
see.
too.
I want to see. You guys have to do it for an hour a day,
I know. Yeah.
Fuck, that's so much time.
but it will be counted as one of the reviews. So we'll just.
You know, how many hog status points should this count if you can actually play the guitar? I think it counts as hog status points if you can actually have a talent with an instrument.
Well, we didn't add
Will
that
we
to the
really
list.
We'll talk about the list some more.
Will we
list.
really have a
We have
talent
to-
with it after 2 months?
Yes,
Cameron?
it's the 60 month is a
Well,
seed to get your skill there, and then no, what it really is,
Talent
it's building.
equals-
It's building a habit of practicing the guitar, and once you have that habit, I'm pretty sure you can start building on it after the first 60 days.
Okay, so when we get into a band, we get
See,
hot
that's what I
points.
originally wanted to do. I wanted to.
You
do
want to
this-
start a band, guys?
I wanted to do the 60-day challenge.
Start a band.
I wanted to do the 60 days, and then I wanted to actually perform, to
How about
actually
this?
put it on the line.
How about one of us play rhythm, one of us play bass, one of us play lead.
Yeah.
And we'll all play a song together on the show.
Let's do it.
Sweet. we'll let Joe play bass.
Okay, I'll play bass.
Yeah.
That's very interesting, Cameron.
Yeah.
That's good points that you bring up there. No, that's a fucking awesome challenge, and I want to see just like, because if you practice like a solid hour every
Yeah.
day, you can get very good very fast.
Exactly. So what I think this is really cashing in on is the fact if you actually practice, you'll start to improve. It doesn't matter that they're doing it. It matters that you're actually doing it yourself.
Yeah.
And then their tutorials will help, and I'm pretty sure trying to play along with the songs. However, there's always, with technology and going through conventional methods, there's going to be a delay. There's always going to be a delay, so it's not going to be 100% perfect, but it's making us practice, and it's making us
The
go through
2014 is
tutorials.
actually really good at not having too much delay.
Okay.
The original one has delay, and it's really annoying. But 2014 is really good.
All right. So Rocksmith 2014, we're doing it.
Yeah.
You guys
Starting
ready to
May 29th.
You guys ready to get fat?
No, actually, we have a game that we have to announce the review for
That is
you and
correct.
Dylan.
Oh my God, you're right.
Thank
Cameron.
you. So we have
What are our nominees again?
The nominees, that's what I was going to say. The nominees were Call of Duty,
nominee.
World at War, and then Mass Effect, Metroid Prime, and Doom the original.
I'm sensing a theme, and it's shooter.
Yeah,
That just
Suck
was
on
an
it.
accident.
listener.
Call of Duty,
Mass Effect's an RPG.
World at War had 2 votes. That was
Well,
one,
yeah, but it's also a
one for
third-person
me.
shooter.
Who was the other person who voted for that? You're my now new best friend.
Yeah, you're Cameron's fan.
I really want to play that game and review it because I love it. It was like the Call of Duty that made Call of Duty for
Find
me.
the all the cards.
Yeah.
I'm finding those.
Oh
The
yeah,
cards.
find all the cards. We need to do that. Except that's just hog status, no trophy. Mass
Was there really
Effect-
no trophy for that?
There was.
There was. Oh, okay, good. Mass Effect had 3 votes. Metroid Prime had 4 votes. And
Oh
then
my
Doom,
God.
the original, had 5.
You're going to get Dylan to play a PC game.
Well,
Dylan
what
was actually okay with Doom.
So what I think is what someone tweeted to me is that the BFG edition of Doom 3 on Xbox
PS3?
360 and I guess
Has
maybe
Doom?
has Doom 1 and 2
Yes,
along with it.
It does.
So I think that's what I'll go pick up.
Okay. I have Doom if anybody needs to borrow it. I'm not sure. I'm sure Dylan
Why do you have
pirated
Doom?
it.
I have Doom 2.
I have
the
a
disc.
PC version of it.
Oh yeah, I can't play that.
I have Doom 2 on disc also in one of my sleeves over there.
there you
It's like
go.
awesome.
Yeah.
there
I think
we
you
go.
can get Doom for $5.
And the
on
reason
Steam,
why
too.
I wanted to do
Nice.
Doom and I thought it would win is because of the new release of Doom.
Yeah. So that's going to be awesome. I want to see
Doom
like
on
you guys
you.
actually beating that game.
And so I want to do that too because I played a lot of Doom and I finally figured out what my friend did. He would create WADs. Hey, this is the same Ryan that was driving the truck that Karen's face went through.
Yeah.
Anyways, he would create WADs, and that's just basically these new
WADs.
packs of stuff that he would basically create new levels, new guns, and everything for your characters. But anyways, the original Doom, nothing changed to it. We're actually going through and trying to beat it.
yeah, it's hard because there's level selection in the
Yeah.
PC version. You can just go to whatever level you want.
No,
So you can't do that.
I'm not going to do that. We're going to play it to actually beat it.
All right. All right. Well, let's get fat. You have the least amount of goals, Kaleb Craig. Why don't you tell us about
Thank God for that.
Tell us about your animated movie.
Well, I failed here and here and.
Fuck you. I did watch Astro Boy, which I had not seen before.
Yeah.
That was weird. I've seen like the anime, the really old one, and it was like weird watching the new animated movie. It's weird.
No, okay, cool.
Yeah, it's darker. My comic books. Been reading more comic books. Yeah, read 9 of them today.
Read 9 comic books today?
Yeah, while I was at work.
That's 18 points, guys.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Bullshit.
It's
Convergence,
18
man.
18 points.
There has to be a limit. How many pages each of these comic books have?
Like 36.
But we decided reading a comic book was harder than listening to an album, so...
I like to look at pictures.
Well, yeah, whatever. It's set in stone. Comic books. You read 9 comic books.
Yeah.
Wow, that is interesting. I think I might have read less than that in my entire life.
I've only read one.
Yeah. I don't think.
You're Walking
I've
Dead one?
glanced through
Technically,
comic
it's
books.
6. 1 through 6. So I've read 6 comic books in my life.
I read
All in one
the
compilation.
original Bionicle comic books that came through the Lego magazine.
Oh my god!
Nice.
Yeah, I remember those.
Motherfucker, yeah, the first season of them, not like when Bionicle first came out. Those are the ones I read, which are still really weird, and I don't understand them at all. And I have no idea why like they thought kids would understand what the fuck is going on in the first season of Bionicle, but whatever. I'm talking about Bionicle. I haven't talked about Bionicle since I was 12.
No, I'm pretty sure we've talked
Breaking
about
down
it more
walls.
recently than that.
Oh, have we?
I feel like it.
There you go. Cameron, how have your goals been going?
Certain goals have been going really well, such as my reading goal. I have recently finished 2 books this week, Art of War and H.G. Wells' The Mystery of the Crystal Egg.
There you go.
Yeah. So,
Mystery of the Crystal Egg. What is that?
So it's a book he wrote. It's about this egg and just them talking about it and what it does. And I don't want to get too in depth on it, but basically this guy owns the shop and he has this one specific egg like made out of crystal there, and he noticed it would do some strange things, and so it talks about him trying to hide it from his family because they wanted to sell it, and then he's hiding it with this other.
You okay?
Beating off my mic.
And then just talks about that egg. It's really like just interesting to listen to, especially the way he wrote.
So he's just talking about an egg?
Well, it's more to that. The egg is a window into another dimension, is basically what
How's
it
your
is.
finances?
My finances this paycheck are quite well. Last paycheck, not so well.
You tracking it?
I am tracking it this time.
Oh, there
Spending
you
thousands
go.
of dollars on watches.
I don't spend
Watch
I
straps.
wish I could spend thousands of dollars on watches, but
Are you sure that's not where all your money's going? Because
I'm
now
pretty
I'm
sure.
thinking that's where it's going.
Caleb, I don't even own. I owned 3 watches. 2 of them were gifts.
How's getting fat?
Getting fat is getting fat. Well, I went to the gym once.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dang.
And so with this new hog status thing, we're gonna go to the
Alright.
gym.
Alright.
We need to pick up one of those.
Dude, it's gonna
Dude,
take.
are you paying for like a fucking dude to help you?
Don't worry about that.
You mean
He's
you're-
still getting paid.
He's getting paid
my
to like
God.
not do anything. Oh my god, dude.
You're paying for a personal trainer and
yeah.
you're not showing up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus
No, I show up.
Christ.
I show up once a
Those
week.
are not cheap.
I show up once a week, so I have once a week. No, I have a personal training. It's like 4 times a month, and I've been doing it once a week. So I've been showing up for him, but not actually doing what he tells me to do.
Oh, so every week you go. He goes, how have you been working out? And you go, well,
I haven't. First of all.
oh, so the usual. Okay, all right. Well, let's move on now. Caleb,
Was that all you had?
Yeah,
I guess school is.
yeah. That school is my main goal.
But
yeah.
you're still in, right? Are you doing okay?
I'm still in. Yeah.
Like, when did they
last
start?
semester I had 2 classes. I have an A and a B minus. This I've already started my current semester. I have doing 1 online for history, and then I'm doing 1 in person for database, and next in person for math.
What math?
Math 1080.
1080? Wow, nice.
Yep.
You're ahead of me in math.
Well, didn't you do that like? What was it called? That what was it?
Ology. I'm still
Ology.
in it. I started studying yesterday while I was at work.
I thought it was like you spent a whole bunch of money
you
and got it
needed to
done.
get the test, didn't you?
Yeah, I need to take the final
When does that due?
by like November, October. Something.
Oh, wow.
I'll have it done before the semester starts, though.
Good.
So sweet. For me, obviously, I'm not in class, so I don't have anything going on that. I've been losing weight, which is good because I got super fat. I'm down like 6 pounds from what my max was, which was an obscenity. I refuse to acknowledge the number. I haven't been reading very much. I keep trying to read while I'm at work, but I get really distracted. And
Keep trying to read while I'm at work.
I know.
That's an odd sentence.
It is. I've got the entire Game of Thrones series, and then I think the first 2 or 3 Wheel of Time books, and then I have.
You should crack in that.
I think I have like every single Mistborn book at work too in PDF format.
Have you read those yet?
No, I haven't.
Dude,
so.
you should read those and the Wheel of Time.
I tried, man. I tried the Wheel of Time. I just
dude, the Wheel of Time is massive. You will get massive points,
and
for
you
that
will get
shit.
massively bored in book 5.
Yeah,
and stop, which is what I did.
So far, the first
dude,
book.
the last half of book 5 is actually pretty good. It picks
the
up.
last half of a 1,000-page book.
It's not 1,000 pages.
No, it's 1,100 pages. You're right, Caleb.
550.
I don't think it's that big.
Good,
It's not that big.
It's the biggest one in the series. Is number 5.
I don't think it is.
I think it is. And
I'm not sure
it's
about that.
Fucking boring.
Interwebs.
Cam, quickly look at it.
All right, so
There
I
was
haven't
a
been.
sex scene that piqued my interest.
I haven't been
That was
keeping
it.
up on the reading really. Let's see what else did I have. You know what? I made up a new. Oh no, my finances. I've been doing pretty awesome with that. I'm like paying off my house really a lot faster, not quickly, but you know,
Just doing well at it.
yeah.
How many months have you saved?
I'm not sure. A lot though, because I'm trying to keep my yearly principal pay above my yearly interest pay, which doesn't happen unless you pay extra. And right now, I think I'm like $500 more. But my goal for going forward is to pay or make my payment an even $1,000. So I pay like $253 extra every month.
Have you plugged that into that little calculator to see how long it takes to pay it off at that rate?
I haven't yet.
Okay.
The thing I'm really trying to get is like if I get 20% of my loan to value taken care of. So if what is it? If the house is worth, if the amount I owe on the loan is less than 80% of the total worth of the home, I lose the mortgage insurance that the federal government puts on until that point, and that's like another $75-$80. So once that's freed up, I can I'll have another,
that frees you up a little bit.
yeah,
more.
that gives me another $80 to pump into the house itself and take care of the interest.
It's 990.
And another goal I set up, and this one's something
1,000.
Joe and I have been getting into recently. We've been doing a lot of geocaching, which is something I used to do when I was younger. It's basically a little hide and seek game, almost like treasure hunt with GPSs.
The world's largest treasure hunt.
And there's a shitload of these things around here. There's thousands of them in Utah County. And what you do is you get online and you either type in coordinates or upload them to your GPS, and you go out and you try to locate the little container. Sometimes there's little treasures in them. Joe and I found this fucking CD in one that has this, like, it's religious music, but it's, what is it, like techno?
It's gospel techno.
Yeah, gospel
What?
techno.
Dude,
it's fucking,
That exists?
You have to listen to this
it's
motherfucker.
crazy.
The album is called The Ancient Boom, and I think you can actually find it online.
Yeah.
It's so we were like 5 tracks in, and we were like, wait a minute. Is this a Christian techno album? Oh,
The
man.
answer is definitely yes.
Yes,
So
it is.
that's a little hobby that Joe and I have been getting into, and I kind of want to do a goal of 5 a week of geocaches. I want to find 5 of these a week so that I can get up to snuff. I only had like 39 of them when I stopped years and years ago. I think I created my profile in 2005, 2006, so it was forever ago. I found it. And yeah, I just want to at least do 5 of those a week, and this week I did 13, so I have done that.
Wow.
And
Always staying ahead of me, huh?
well,
You started with 36 before me.
I kind of should, because I have been a member of that site for like 11 years. I was amazed when I was able to get my profile back. I was like, oh my God. But
Wow.
yeah, so everything's been going pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah. So is that going to be part of that? We got to figure out how to add geocaching to the hog status. In fact, there's
Is it
going
a
to be
point per cache?
there's got to be like a whole bunch of there's a whole bunch of stuff we can hog state, including I think trophies for games.
We could do that, yeah.
I think those need to be part of the hog status as well. But we'll figure that out.
Yeah,
all
we'll work it
air.
off, Mike.
We to me now twice.
Yeah, it's your turn.
Okay.
I think this is how it always begins for you, with like some sort of sigh.
Yeah, I think so too. Just like anger.
As far as weight loss is concerned, I have lost 23 pounds in a week.
Well, that's something to be happy about.
In 1 week, I lost 23 pounds.
Yeah.
It's because I chopped off my arm.
Yeah, it was 127 hours.
Yeah, well, it was more like 117. He couldn't last the last 10. He kind of got afraid and just chopped it off.
So, okay, this is what actually happened. So, I was going to attempt a entire through hike from beginning to end, no stopping of the Bonneville Trail, which is 200 and something miles from the Idaho border down to the middle of Utah. And I got out there, and 3 days in, I decided I didn't.
That is not for you.
That was not for me.
3 days in?
On the third day, I decided that. Yes.
Oh, are you sure?
Yeah.
I thought it was like Monday.
So I left one day. I was there a whole day with the hike.
Dude,
and then
it was like that
third
night
day,
I saw that tweet.
I was gone. My phone was dead by the time I got there. So
Okay.
Shut the fuck up for a second here. So you guys are acting this way, but fuck you. First off, you weren't doing it.
Well, you left on
Shame.
Sunday, and I think you were back by Tuesday.
Yeah.
That's not 3 days.
It's
you got
three-
there Sunday night.
3 days of me being there.
Alone. 3 days of him being alone.
Technically, it's 2 nights.
Okay, 2
and
nights.
2 days.
2 nights. 2 nights and 2 days. You're right, fuckface.
All right. 2
You're
nights,
right.
2 days. It doesn't really matter, I guess.
Okay.
But
Here's what I found out about myself.
He doesn't like being alone.
I don't like being alone for
I knew that because he always asks me to go with him whenever he's driving somewhere.
You know,
because he doesn't like to be in the car alone.
the problem
either.
with this situation is we all knew it. And in fact, I almost brought it up to him before he left. I was like, I don't know how this is going to go for you, because a little while ago you told me you wanted to move into student housing so that you would socialize more. And this is a very
Opposite
unsocial
thing.
experience. But I forgot to mention it.
Well,
not that it would have changed it.
Here's the thing. I was out there that first night, and that first night I was kind of in the scared of bears phase. And I was my phone was dead already by the time I got there. Like, I fucking wasted my phone battery, and it was just dead.
Were you just listening to pods, or?
No, I think it started at 50%. I didn't charge it the night before, and it was dead by the time I got to there. And I was hoping for some solar charge, but there was nothing. So I sat in camp. I read, but like the heart was beating and the adrenaline was going, because I was like, I'm here alone. If a bear comes in here, I'm dead. There's no one here. I don't have a gun on me. It was awful.
I thought you were going to borrow one from your dad. Did you?
I was considering getting the gun, but then I decided, how much is it really going to help?
It's a lot of weight too. We're talking.
It is a lot of weight.
7 pounds.
Yeah.
And your pack was, how much was your pack?
Pack was 43 pounds.
Yeah, that's like 10%
Actually,
of your pack.
it was 40. I think it was 45 because I added a blanket to it right after.
Okay, yeah. So a 10% increase for a gun wasn't worth it.
Yeah, no, it wasn't worth it. And on top of that, I didn't want to like go crazy and be like
and start shooting everything.
It's like, give me a goddamn ride.
Steal somebody's car.
Yeah. Right.
No, I wouldn't do that, but I didn't want to carry the weight. And I do feel weird about having a gun out there, and I didn't want to like come across someone and then them see that I was carrying a gun and be all
weirded out.
Yeah, be scared of me or something like that. I didn't want that to be any sort of situation. But so that first night, the bear problem, right? I was just scared of bears. And I was like, okay, you can make it through this. And I got to sleep. I did eventually sleep. I woke up a few times that night, but I did sleep. This is what happened the next morning. So I broke my camp down, and I was like, okay, so that day we drove around because we were trying to find a campsite for me, and I had a camp down in the next canyon instead of at the Idaho border because there was so fucking much private land up in that area. And fuck those people, by the way, and all their goddamn private land, and like no access to the side of the mountain or anything. So I had to go camp in the canyon, and then I had to walk back down to the Idaho border. Now, as the crow flies, it was about 2.8 miles to the Idaho border and back to High Creek, which is where I was staying in my camp. However, I was thinking, okay, maybe it's like 3.5 or something, or maybe 5 miles, like the guy was saying on the instructions for the actual trail.
Okay.
So I was in hiking. I broke my stuff down. I got on my shoes that were a little too heavy, I think. Actually, I think I packed the wrong shoes on the trip. And then I started walking and walking and walking. It was a long fucking hike down to the Idaho border. And it had started to rain at that point, and I was kind of miserable. I was already getting blisters because of the shoes that I was wearing. Fuck those shoes. So I was in a lot of pain when I got to the Idaho border. A lady let me charge my cell phone there. Made a call to my parents saying, hey, tomorrow can you get me a shipment drop of like different stuff because I need my other shoes. These are not going to work. And so I knew the next day was going to be a rest day for me. And then I had to walk back from that Idaho border, which took, I think it took about 5 hours. I was exhausted from just going the one way, and I went back the other way all the way to High Creek. I didn't realize how fucking long I had walked until the next day. So I was dead exhausted, and it was raining fucking cold rain. I put on the jacket that I had packed, and the jacket, which I had worn in the past, was too small now. And so I had the front was open, just because I couldn't shut it. And so I was fucking freezing cold. I thought I was going to get hypothermia when I got back into camp. So I had to I set up everything in the rain. I stripped off my clothes and got in my sleeping bag. And then I shivered to sleep that night. Just miserable. Just fucking miserable. And the next morning I was just like, I can't. Being alone like this, it's such it's being humbled by nature, I would call it, actually. Just being out there alone, no one there to help you, no cell phone charge because of you need the solar panel. You need the solar energy for the solar panel. And if you got a cloudy day, that doesn't work. And just the fact that just being out there alone, it's such a weird, lonely
experience.
Helpless feeling being out there like that and being ill prepared and just I should have camped a couple times alone before. I was like a scared child the next morning. I just couldn't take it.
No poncho?
No poncho.
That's really bad.
Yeah. And so I was
Did you get a poncho?
I asked my parents just to pick me up instead of sending me new stuff. And so they did it, and I felt like a complete and utter failure and was pretty depressed that day because I was like, oh, geez.
Well, I'm glad I didn't rip into you on Twitter.
I was just, it was just too much stuff. I had people on Facebook going, oh, you can do it.
Yeah, I saw that.
Fuck you. Go be out. There may be maybe 1 out of 20 of you that could probably handle what I just went through. We measured the mileage that I went on that day for the hiking. It's 14.6 miles.
Wow. Told you could do more
with
than
a 43-pound pack, but it was 8 miles one way, and I was exhausted and blistered and everything, and then I had to go back to the camp.
Yeah, I know.
Because there was no fucking place to set a tent. I was trying to hitchhike, by the way. Fuck people from Idaho. I was trying to hitchhike on the way back to the canyon because there were just 2 really long roads, basically, was what I had to go through, and no one picked me up.
I would never pick anyone up as a hitchhiker.
The percentage chance of actually getting hurt by a hitchhiker is very low. It probably happened twice in the 80s, and now everybody's scared of it.
That's because nobody picks them up. The percent is 0.
Yeah, well, either way, I shaved my beard and everything so that I wouldn't look like a homeless person, so that people could help me, not be. So
you know what you
afraid.
should have been? You should have been wearing a suit as you're hiking down.
Yeah,
the
you're
road.
right. That's what I should have done.
Suit and tie, respectable guy.
But yeah, I didn't feel. I was not mentally. First, I was not physically prepped for it. I didn't have the right stuff, but that could have been fixed very easily. I just picked the wrong things before I left. I picked the wrong jacket, which I should have picked the poncho and the Boy Scout jacket, which would have been lighter. But I picked the Gore-Tex jacket because it's waterproof, right? But that was the wrong choice, and I picked the wrong shoes, and it really fucked up my feet. So I decided that I'm still going to do the Bonneville Trail, but the reason that I'm here is because for large chunks of it, I'm going to be doing the Bonneville Trail as day hikes. So the last 2 days, I was hiking the I-84 to Farmington section, which is like 13 miles or something. It was kind of easy, but I did it, and that's just one out of I think 12 sections to go through. So,
Okay. So you're still kind of gone then.
I'm still kind of gone, and my deal was I can come down here for the Nude Klein episodes if we took a long hike afterwards. Fortunately, today's weather is supposed to be on and off raining and thunderstorms.
Well,
so
what we can do instead
gonna
is
keep it off
until it gets later, we can go walk the Provo Trail and try to find a couple caches that I have marked. I could not find them, so that is only like a mile in.
That's not the.
We need to find the one that's in the middle.
No,
of the
I know
river.
it's not the Bonneville, but I'm just saying at least then you get some exercise in. Something to do.
We need to find the one that's in the middle of the Provo River.
Yeah, I know.
Oh my God, is there really?
It's
There's like
somewhere
a little,
nearby.
It's like there's a little island in the middle of the Provo River, and it's like it has to be like right there. We've
you gotta
looked
wade
everywhere
through that
else.
shit.
I don't know if it's actually there.
We've looked everywhere.
So I wasn't mentally prepped for it, and I would recommend if you guys are going to try this and have it before, camp alone for a couple of nights.
Do you guys think you could do it?
I've camped alone, just like a couple. Like I've done it a couple times, but it was just like at a night at a time. I thought it was okay. I mean, it does kind of get freaky when you're first trying to fall asleep, but I think I would like being alone for that amount of time.
Yeah, I think I could do it, but I don't know. I can see running into some problems because I do get sort of paranoid at night. I have really, really good hearing when it's like pitch black.
Well, yeah, when there's nothing there and nothing there to you hear
every
everything.
time I go camping with you people, I'm like, I hear everything out there. I'm like, there's something out there.
For me, my biggest thing, especially on a trail that's not marked the whole way, that would freak me out. I'm like, am I on the right trail? Am I going the right way? That's the part that would freak me out.
I have a GPS with every single line.
If it was like a month alone in the
for
same
when I hiked.
place, if it was like a month alone in the same place, I would probably be okay. But the fact that it's not a clearly marked trail and it's a new place every night.
I mean, you would have more stuff too. Like you would have a lounge chair. You would probably have a cot with a big.
I'd have only what I'd make with my hands.
Yeah, I had the bare minimum because it was supposed to be a backpack.
I'd cut down my own trees and
But
make myself
I got to tell you, man,
log residence.
mentally ill prepped for it. If I had like a dog or something, I think I could have probably made it through.
Just
but
like Wayland with you.
Oh, he'd eat through your tent immediately to get out.
yeah.
I don't know.
But anyway, no, it was just it was maybe in the future, and I might try like some of these sections the same way, but just lighter. I don't have to carry nearly as much.
Yeah, you don't
stuff.
have the 40-pound packets a day hike now.
Right. I might just use my little school backpack, which is what I've been doing. I would just carry water in
Do you
that.
have a Camelback?
Somewhere.
Oh, so you should get that. And then
I'd rather have the 2 liters of water with the bottles. I feel safer about that.
Yeah, because then you're not, oh, I'm out. Fuck.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah, there isn't really not very many watering holes you can walk across.
There's
along
actually
the
been a
Bonneville shoreline.
ton as I've gone across what I've gone across.
The part
He's
of the
in the
Bonneville
north.
shoreline trail that I know, there's no water.
There's a creek that goes in between Springville and Provo.
Hobble Creek?
There's also Provo River after that, and there's a creek coming near Aspen, or is it called Aspen? What's that city called? It's the one on the hill over there, Lehigh, and I think it might be Aspen.
It just feels like to me the Kings Peak hike had like lots of water.
Kings Peak hike did have lots of water.
Yeah, that was a good one. I kind of want to do that again.
I do too. I would love to do Kings Peak over again.
And not go on the trail, so just boulder the whole way out.
No.
That's exhausting.
No, we'll do it again, this time without a map.
We'll see. I mean, I have dropped so many fucking pounds in a week just from the 3 hikes that I've gone on, and I didn't eat that day that I went on the huge hike either. I think that had something to do with how much I dropped, but
and how much your will to live didn't continue.
Yeah, I didn't feel good. It was awful. It was awful. It was a terrible feeling, and I didn't want to continue the terrible feeling for 5 weeks. And it was more of a mental thing than a physical thing. I mean, I was in pain, but I could have thwarted that. It was mostly mental.
Yeah, build the thighs up.
Yeah, but Dylan will be doing the review, and I will not be there that day for the game reviews. All right, guys. Well, we're going to end it for this episode.
Yeah.
We will. We'll see you guys next week.
Indeed. Enjoy the nude.
May the list go on.
Live always in the nude.
Fuck off.